And with that, we are now moving on to our cold water swim training. So we have some thoughts because we are in that sort of like hybrid moment of, is it too cold? Is it warm enough to go out into our large body of water behind us? That is Lake Michigan, or anywhere that you may be listening to our pod. But guys, what are your thoughts? Any tip and advice for our triathletes or would-be triathletes about getting in and training in cold water? Joy.
Oh, yay!
Yeah, we're gonna go
start first. Okay, so pre-fill your wetsuit. That'll be the first thing, because when you pre-fill your wetsuit before you're going into a large cold body of water, it's going to be just slightly chilly in Lake Michigan. Your body is going to heat up that water that's between your body and your wetsuit. So get a water bottle, maybe a jug, pour it down, let it shimmy through your wetsuit.
How's it look? How do you do that?
Yep.
How do you shimmy?
Shimmy.
How do you shimmy?
You have to shimmy.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay. Shimmy, let it soak through, and you're going to warm up. It will warm up, and it will minimize that. Oh God, it's cold, it's cold, it's cold, it's cold. Now, if you have a sleeveless wetsuit, there are some folks who just have a sleeveless wetsuit versus a long sleeve wetsuit. You can actually buy neoprene swim sleeves. So they do have those. Or if you want to wear a rash guard underneath your sleeveless wetsuit, something to minimize that cold exposure, that's one good thing.
Good. Chris?
Yeah, and it's on that too. It's not just putting the water in your wetsuit and allowing your body to warm it up. It's also just filling up the nooks and crannies with some water before you get in, so that cold water can't rush in quite as quickly. And that really helps a lot.
Is that where the shimmy comes in?
Yeah, that's where the shimmy comes. Also, a good tip, a lot of people don't realize that shock effect from going in cold water happens because your skin temperature is a lot higher, generally speaking, than the water temp. And that initial shock is caused by the temperature differential. So if you get your skin temperature down first before you get in the water, it's not that bad. Okay. So oftentimes I recommend actually going into the water, just get water all over your skin, your face, any exposed skin, and then come back out. Let your body just have gotten used to that shock. Don't just jump in and swim. And then allow your body to get the skin temperature down a couple degrees and then go back to the shock. You can also get your body used to that cold water exposure by doing cold showers. So for people who are nervous about doing cold showers, you don't have to make it ice cold. You don't have to do anything like that. Just when you finish your shower, just gradually bring the temperature down. Finish a shower, morning, evening, doesn't matter. Just get your body used to that feeling of cold water hitting it. And progressively, day after day, week after week, get your body used to that feeling of cold water hitting it. Because a lot of that just gets you more acclimated for it ultimately.
And to the actual point, I had an athlete that was training for and did Lakita last year as their first 70.3. And part of their training, luckily for them, they actually have family that live in that area. So our goal was to, since he had never done open water swimming before really, nor that temperature of swimming before, was the week or 10 days leading up to the race was like getting acclimated and taking lots of cold showers again, so that his body could acclimate. So the good news is he got through that swim. So we're going to credit cold water showers to get through that swim well enough, because the water there is like, I think it's like 59, 58 degrees. So it can be a bit of a shock, speaking of which, especially if you've never done open water before. And all you've done is pool swim.
Some of the other tips to do in terms of open water swimming in cold water, either a neoprene swim cap or a double swim cap. But if you're going to wear a neoprene swim cap, most neoprene swim caps are black. So have a brightly colored swim cap to go over that, so people can see you in the water. Booties. You can get neoprene booties. And also I would suggest earplugs as well, because cold water in the ears, it's not fun. So you can get the silicone ones that mold to your ear, or you can get the ones that look like space antennas.
Yeah, that was actually going to be my tip for today. Is when Chris was like, "Oh, you should get your skin acclimated." I'm like, "Oh," or you can go the other route and cover all of the skin with neoprene, which would be booties, gloves, and hats. To where basically, I mean, I guess you'd still use the skin exposure to face and neck, but at least it's fewer things that you have to.
A lot of people, wherever your skin is really thin too, like people will get Vaseline, put Vaseline on your nose, on your ears, for your forehead, because the skin is very thin there. It's really important to pull that swim cap down right over your eyebrows, so you're not exposing a lot of that forehead, because as you're swimming, the forehead is hitting that fresh, cold water in front of you all the time. So you can get almost like a brain freeze effect.
All right.
Think drinking a Slurpee the wrong way.
Yeah, I will say that it did help for me that I went out and finally purchased some, and from our friends at Zone 3. I actually got some like neoprene gloves, neoprene booties, and got out there. Like our first sort of like swim, which to me is still freezing. But it was like, oh, I can actually feel relatively comfortable getting out there and doing the swim, but also knew that my actual swim, the race, wasn't going to be nearly that cold. But just being able to have those items, being a little bit more comfortable, anything that you can do to make yourself just a little bit more comfortable out there, to be able to stay relaxed, not in shock, not tensed up because you're feeling so cold, and also maybe even anxious about being in open water in general. So anything that you can do to make yourself a little bit more relaxed, a little bit warmer, makes a big difference.
Yeah.
So
you can do like, I like to do double booties. Like I get little socks I put my feet in, and then I do a full booty over that. So that way it traps warm water around my extremities, my feet, and my body will just warm that water up, and that water stays trapped in my booty. Whereas some booties are really thin and the water can come out. So double booties works. Wearing a neoprene cap covering the ears is really important.
So basically what we're saying is that if you haven't already spent enough on there are more opportunities for you to do so.
There's definitely some good deals to be had if you ask around.
Yes.
Ask around.
So like if you're a part of a swim club, tri club, USAT, like find your opportunities wherever you can, because ever so often, or maybe even all the time, you have access to 20%, 30% discounts to help make some of those funds go a little bit further.
And another way to, once you're in the water, if you're kind of freaking out still because the water is cold, count your strokes. Do, maybe 25 strokes out, 25 strokes back. Reassess, get out the water, reassess, maybe do some jumping jacks, some squats, go back in, do another 25 strokes out, 25 strokes back, and see how you feel.
Yeah.
And you keep going a little bit further, a little bit further. When I started in the sport, I didn't have a wetsuit. So I was the idiot going into open water and then cold water in a swimsuit. So don't be like Coach Joy.
Yeah, don't worry about having an amount of distance in your first time. It's really just about the exposure.
Just getting acclimated. Yeah.
So I like to say, take advantage of that. Just say, you know what, my goal is getting used to that shock.
Yeah.
So do that multiple times. Like maybe go in the water, come back out, like Joy mentioned.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that pre-fills your wetsuit.
Yeah.
Run around on the beach. You can warm yourself up. Go back in a second time, get used to that shock again. Come back out. Run around the beach a little bit to warm your body up. Back in. Do it 3 times. Your first time, and to get yourself acclimated to open water. 3-1-2 cold water technique right there.
Well done.
Just
well done.
made that up. I'm trying. But yeah, and so don't beat yourself up. I never have a goal. My first, I call it the ice bath swim, first swim in the cold water of the season. I just want to get in, get exposure to it. And even if I don't even get any distance in, I've just got my equipment dialed in. I start to experiment a little bit, and I'm gradually getting myself ready to do the longer distances.
And now that you guys are talking about it, I mean, one way to maybe even just incorporate a way to just, since you're not going to be doing a lot of time and maybe even distance out in the open water, make that into a transition training opportunity where if you're just going out, coming back in, and then coming out, like stripping off the wetsuit, transitioning into your bike gear, and just getting that flow going, that makes for at least something more of a successful both acclimating to the cold water and on transition.
And if you do struggle warming up, just swim faster. Kicking more is the legs are the biggest muscle group in your body. If you kick harder, it'll get your heart rate up and you'll warm up. So if you're struggling that first time, just making a short, fast swim, get in, get out. And try to do the best you can to make do with what you're getting.
Know that there might be a couple of F-bombs thrown out while you're in the water, but you're with friends. So remember that, but also always swim with a friend, the buddy system at all times. Just saying.
All right. All great advice. I think that should hopefully be helpful for everybody that are maybe sort of like on the fence, if you will.
So are you ready for open water cold swimming, Brian?
No, I'm still going to stay in the pool. but I'm getting close. Like the moment it turns into 6-0 or warmer, I will start thinking about that more. But these are still great ideas.
So I want to add a couple more very quick tips about cold water swimming. One, make sure you have warm layers and something to dry yourself off with. Even in the middle of summertime, like it can be an 80-degree day, like today almost, and you think, oh, once I'm done with this swim, I'll warm right back up. But if you're in the shade and you have a cool breeze off the lake, after the swim, you might start shivering. It might not be during the swim. So always have a dry layer to change into, and ideally a windproof layer when you're going. That can make a big difference staying warm in general. So make note of that and pack that in your gear bag.
Cool. Maybe we'll add this to a general checklist for in our description below.
Yeah, we do have. We've done multiple cold water swim tip videos before, so we'll maybe add more options and all that good stuff. So
100%.
No shortage of good tips, and I always forget about one or two, and then it pops in my head after the fact. So get out there, just get that first one over with.
Rip off the Band-Aid. Just rip it off.
It's about that time. All right. Speaking about time for us to finish. So, Joy, Chris, thanks to guys as always. And y'all, we will see you, I'm sure, again, in our Try 312, our Try in the Sky studio here downtown Chicago. So, with that being said, thank you guys very much. And we'll see you soon.
Aloha.